Hey everybody, this is Rydo, and we are back to the Resident Evil 4 game uh, with the fan HD remaster in it. What is with my microphone right now? Am I just too far behind back? Hmm. Yeah. Hmm. Everything just sounds weird. Alright, well, I'll live with it. We have very little bullets and very little of the map to go of the castle section, and then we'll be into the third act of the game, assuming that there isn't a fourth act I've forgotten about. It kind of takes a while to get to the third act in the island. Um, the slight problem here is just going to be the bullets. We're just going to be short. There are no more treasures, according to the treasure map, and there would be no more merchants to sell the treasures to, anyways. So, yeah, we just leave it at that. It probably was somewhat new as a game to have chairs knocked over and have the physics around that, where you actually are kind of walking at an angle up to this chair and then you can get deeper into it. A previous generation of this game would almost certainly have all of the chairs either have no physics in them at all and you just walk right through them, or they'd all be lined up and then there would just be an invisible wall to stop you. Although that is really a great example of a technology that probably wasn't even noticed when this game came out, as far as just adding more clipping and more physics and more angles to things. And certainly it's a technology that's just not going to be really that recognized at all in the actual. Interesting, there's like a bell up there, but I don't think you can shoot the bell. Yeah, so this is the tower section, which, yeah, I think is more of a challenge than you would think. Let's just waste a bullet. Nope, no bell ringing. You can't kill that guy, but that is kind of the entirety of the people you can kill. And I guess I was just totally wrong about the torches having spindles on them.
If you can see me, Mr. Kennedy.
If you even scratch her, I'll break your bones.
First, we shall see if you can make it this far. I'll be waiting.
We lost
Shit.
Ashley, and now she's being walked away. Alright, so these types of torches give you spindles. Practically every other kind of torch in the game does not. Which, that's a weird inconsistency, to say the least. We are going to be attacked again. I can hear somebody slowly working their way around. So we gotta find another way. You can't jump over here. Seemingly you can't target those guys from that height. I really should just not goof around and use this now, I guess, in the expectation of using something else later. We had just upgraded our sniper, so it can now do fairly significant amount of damage. And it just doesn't seem like there's anybody even there. We didn't walk around quick enough to get that. We'll grab that. In a funny way, I kind of wonder if this isn't actually a different area than what I'm thinking of. Yeah, and I may be confusing a tower section that is in Resident Evil 5 with the tower section that is here, because this honestly feels like we're going to go down just 2 levels and maybe have a bit of a boss fight against like a Wolverine character, and that's kind of it. Whereas there's another tower section either in this game or in Resident Evil 5 where you go up a much higher tower and for a longer amount of time. Yeah, this is the break the wood tower where there's 2 or 3 pieces of wood clogging up the gears. Which, that's definitely a lot of a lot of 3D modeling there, although you make one gear and then you just copy and paste it multiple times. It's not that difficult. We'll go up to the top. It's oddly quiet here, and that doesn't really make the most amount of sense. I suppose in part this may be an attempt to lull you back into a false sense of security. So I guess this is supposed to be a clock tower more than a bell tower. And that might explain why shooting what looked like a bell did not cause a bell to ring. Using a single TMP shot, if you can pull the trigger fast enough to break this wood, is ideal, certainly. Now they're talking about a ritual, which seems kind of silly that there actually would be any real rituals or religion around this. And if anything, I think that probably highlights how the Lost Plagueis are probably controlling the minds of the infected, even the bosses. So it does open this weird situation where so it moves the whole bridge. Like Salazar, Sadler, all of the bad guys in this game very possibly just in part victims of being infected by the Lost Plagueis. Which that makes for a hard situation there. You can see the TMP with just like a couple of shots there was able to take out the guy. That being said, I am getting shot pretty badly here. Yeah. Again, I guess that just means I should probably just use this. The real assistance is after your first playthrough in this game, though, because once you get the bulletproof vest, that's when you really start taking half as much damage. Which I think you get a bulletproof vest in this game. I could be misremembering. Interesting. You can exit out on this side, but I don't think from this point you can actually do anything. Like if there was some secret here. I have no idea what it would be. A little bit more gold. Sure. Yeah, this door is locked. And you can't go back that way. So, that's a little bit of extra. This is highlighting the value of the TMP once you get all the damage high enough on the TMP that it becomes your go-to gun for potentially attacking weaker standard Ganado characters. And so the general idea here is that this is supposed to be a lot of people attacking here. Or seeing these guys again. In a lot of ways, this is just trying to be a kind of greatest hits of the cultists, who I guess are true believers. Like, because kind of after this point you don't see the cultists anymore. So like in the village you have just kind of civilians, and in the castle you have the cultists, and then when you get to the island you have straight up military people that are really dangerous. I could try to find the guy throwing that. I guess the question was, could I get a decent enough angle on him to take a shot? Alright, yep, so we got our shot off there. And then I think the general idea here is that this is double kill there. I think this leads to kind of a cutscene, and instead of anything. It's weird to have a save point here. It seems like they kind of artificially added one. I don't even know if it's really worth doing that, but we'll make a save. Some more guns and some more gold. Alright. So, yeah, we're definitely in trouble here. This is a lot of people. Alright. You could potentially try and knife these guys, but when they get like that, I don't know if there's really the best move there. Maybe the idea is if we shoot this guy enough times, we would get the rocket launcher from him, but nope, not the case. Absolutely not the case at all. And yeah, my memory is just hazy here, because like I thought there was things that were going to shoot flames at us and as we were running across the bridge, and that didn't happen. I don't remember this group of people. Just like the whole thing here comes off a little awkward. Alright, so I've got the broken butterfly here, but if I'm going to do the broken butterfly, then I need to convince these guys to attack the bell, and then once this guy is stuck in the wall, that's one guy down with the broken butterfly. And then as far as these other characters, we want to get rid of them, probably with just the bullets. Yep. I guess we're going to use this. Yep. This guy has like armor on anyways, but his back is still exposed. Oh man, things are not going well. And this is where the broken butterfly as a weapon comes into play. And there arguably should just hit this guy again. That's the broken butterflies. Shots all used up. which means it definitely feels like there should be a just like toss, a complete dodge move here that's not being a factor. Yeah, it's just too easy to mess up here. Like, we may have to just straight up start again with this room. Just like no amount of bullets that you pick up is really going to account for the bullets that you potentially miss. There I did a 180 by double tapping A, I think, which is, I guess, something that you could do. We got another 15,000, but we are definitely in a very sorry state as far as just the amount of bullets and in our health. And you can see how playing on professional, your health being upgraded is only going to help you so far. At some level, you still are going to have to be fairly good at the game, and I would say pretty warmed up at the game. Like, we are 12 hours into this game, but honestly, I probably should have played on easy and then thought about playing the entire game a second time. Because at that point, my guns would have been upgraded, and I would have been very warmed up as far as just the awkward controls here of holding A to run. The good news is, I think you're relatively safe here. You get a couple spinels. Look up here just to see if there's some other thing. We know there isn't treasures, but there could be spinels or velvet blues. So you get some falling action. If, in a lot of ways, I guess that scene is trying to convince you that that is the big boss fight for this game, but it isn't.
Ashley.
Leon!
It's kind of
Mr.
iconic
Kennedy,
that they
don't you know when it's time to throw in the towel?
bothered to animate her kneeling down. And so this is another potential instant kill.
Where's the satisfying sound of one's impalement?
Where if you didn't click on it, you would fail.
Won't fall for this old trick.
How dare you! No more games! Kill him!
So you get to this throne room and you never get to do anything with it. So we've got to fight this right hand of Salazar.
Leon, you're
I guess
alive.
the ritual must make the Las Plagas eggs hatch in a correct way compared to a wrong way.
So maybe you have 9 lives, but it doesn't matter now, Mr. Kennedy. I've sent my right hand to dispose of you.
Your right hand comes off?
Say whatever you please. Die, you worm!
And the goofing around kind of stopping. I think these are bats. And so it's probably not the worst idea just to go ahead and use the health right now. And yeah, there is this whole other part of the castle section that we kind of thought we were done with the castle, and the truth is we're not. There's a velvet blue. Clearly some people did fight against some people did decide to fight against the saddler. There's, I believe, another like treasure-like object here too. Yeah. The crown is actually a treasure, which is crazy because we don't have that showing up on the treasure map, so there might very well be a second treasure map I need to buy. Although we do see a treasure mentioned here. And yeah, I guess there are just 2 pieces of treasure in this whole section. And this whole section definitely does just feel like it could have been more. It could have been its own separate section. Take the incendiary grenade. It gets even weirder that the merchant would be here. A lot of the places where the merchant is kind of makes sense, but he is kind of just seemingly following Leon and draining his
Is that all?
treasures, although Leon wouldn't really have anything else to do with any of this. I think we can sell the gold bangle.
Is that all?
But we definitely don't want to sell the crown. There are 2 divots in it. Which, when you look at the crown, it doesn't quite make sense that there'd be 2 divots. So there is yet another shotgun here, which would have a fairly high capacity, but the extra bullets it holds is almost directly countered by the lack of damage it does. Yeah, and it's just crazy that this game doesn't let you buy more first aid sprays, because that's what I need more than anything else. And I guess I come to think of it, I probably do know who I'm holding on to the rocket launcher for, so yeah.
Thank you.
So yeah, I kind of know where I'm going to use the rocket launcher.
What are you buying?
Handgun capacity could go up and give us some bullets. Or firepower could go up.
Is that all?
So we're at like 2.0. Broken butterfly.
Is that all,
refill
stranger?
the capacity there.
Thank you.
Then we don't have anything else. So then handgun. Waste
Is
a
that
little bit
all,
of bullets
stranger?
there.
Thank you.
Everything now is at the maximum with the handgun, doing twice as much damage, maximum amount of capacity. Broken butterfly is doing 20 damage per shot. Shotgun is doing 7 damage. Rifle's doing 12 damage. But seemingly you can't upgrade these guns to their special unlocked ability. Yet.
What are you buying?
Because the handgun should have a special ability. Now I guess would be
What are you
a bad
selling?
time to buy the mine thrower.
Come back any time.
Just go ahead and save. And then this takes us up where we're going. Not back to the throne room, but where we're going otherwise. This starts an interesting little boss fight where there are some environmental challenges that could help you fight, or you just straight up run around and shoot the guy. I don't believe there's even a single zombie in this area. There's the red herb, so good thing I didn't opt to do that. Yeah. You see this thing is chasing you. You hear it chasing you. It could be an invisible insect like we've seen before, or it could be a whole new thing. And it's, I guess, supposed to be spooky. And that's just like the entirety of this hallway and the 3 rooms branching off of this hallway until you get, and then you have to beat the guy, and or I think you may actually be able to run away from the guy and not fight him. This is the character that I've been holding on to the grenades for, as far as who I wanted to potentially do a lot of damage for, because this guy does tend to have a lot of like damage he can take. He has a lot of health. Arguably I could liquid nitrogen just out of nowhere. This also feels very much like a part of the game that could have easily been in the island section, because this does not feel like the castle at all. So I don't think you actually can start to take this guy until you flip this switch. And you needed that to turn. Yeah, so now you have 4 minutes in which you have to survive. So it's like part humanoid. I'll go ahead and use this now. You know, I don't know which one would actually do more damage too. Yeah. I don't think I'm particularly doing the greatest of jobs here. Yeah, I just don't think I'm really dodging this well enough. Yeah, it just didn't feel like that it actually did any damage at all. So his hard, like, skin may be just... yeah, it seems like his skin is so hard that you need the liquid nitrogen, which means my plan of having all these grenades actually isn't going to help. So instead, we'll just see if we can do anything with that. Running this way lets you take some guns and first aid kits and let you check. Yeah, so you can see the power is off. You can see that there's another liquid nitrogen in this room, so you'll want to run in this room. This is definitely influenced in part by the Aliens franchise, obviously. This is kind of a bad area to end up going to, even though there is another liquid nitrogen here, because you can't knock those over until you flip the switch. So 3 environmental things, and arguably maybe I should just knife the guy. Like, knifing works every other time. I wouldn't be surprised if a knife, even your basic starter knife, actually does closer to 30 or 40 damage instead of like anything else. And certainly knifing is an interesting idea. I guess maybe if you don't run this way and activate this, you might may not have to really take this guy on. Yeah, I don't know if I'm doing any damage to him at all. I don't know if it isn't just better to potentially run in circles. Yeah, that did not feel impactful. Yeah. And if that was supposed to be really impactful, I'm not feeling it. Alright. Run and crouch. And yeah, I really didn't get that door open fast enough. Notice how they've animated a special move here. And that didn't work. So yeah, I have all my weapons upgraded fairly highly, and still it's really not enough. So I can only imagine what kind of a nightmare scenario this really would have been otherwise. Unload on him. If I got only a couple more things I can throw at the guy. Like, I don't think there's another liquid nitrogen this way. And yeah, that's just straight up trapped. There we go. So that's a crown jewel, which you just wouldn't get if you run. Which obviously you combine with this. And that leaves room for one more crown jewel. There's already one attached. But yeah, that was not the experience we had hoped for by any means. And if anything, it does show that I probably just need to sell a bunch of the grenades because they don't have any value. Particularly when you're escorting Ashley around, the idea of throwing a grenade is really just a death wish. It's interesting that there's this one lonesome candle here. But yeah, my hope was to
It seems that
to
Salazar
build
is
up
having difficulty taming the American pig.
see, this almost feels
Salazar
like
had
this
his chance.
this would have
Krauser,
been the
go get the girl.
A
Oh, and
part 2
dispose of the
part of the
swine
game.
while you're at it.
Consider it done.
They're introducing yet another character that you're supposed to, I guess, know from the Resident Evil series, but you probably wouldn't if you're playing this on the GameCube. And it was just one disc, so like maybe, but it does weirdly put us like in the midpoint here. take this green herb. And then we still have some stuff to do. We're not leaving yet, even though we kind of do abruptly leave after the fact. I could see maybe a grenade offering some use against some of the... There's another Lewis memo, which, what does it even matter? He's dead. I guess a grenade might help you against a chainsaw guy if you were going to fight a bunch of those. But I don't think you're really going to fight a bunch of those either.
Got some rare things on sale. What are you buying?
So the only upgrades here are upgrades to the right gun and that.
What are you buying?
It would almost make sense that it would let you buy...
Is that all?
Buy ammo, but it doesn't.
Thank you. What are you selling?
Let's see. So my thought here would be to sell these two.
Thank you.
And start to think about selling some grenades. I'll sell 3 of these for 6,000. I'll sell 3 of these for 3,000.
Thank you. What are you buying?
That doesn't change anything.
What are you buying?
Unless I just wanted to start getting mines and with the mine thrower. Which maybe I should. Maybe I should just get the mine thrower and get some mine drops as far as bullets. Seems like the game is specifically programmed to not let you get mines as a as an item until you have the mine thrower. So maybe I should think about that. It's not like we're really struggling with space at this point. And I might as well play the game slightly differently than every other time I've played it.
What are you buying?
It's not going to be a big waste of
Not only
weapons. It feels like it should be called a grenade thrower more than a mine thrower. This also, I think, fairly easily highlights how there is totally enough room once you have the extra large to hold basically everything. Everything you'd ever want. There's not enough room to own every single gun, certainly.
Thank you. What are you buying?
Increase the blast radius. Increase the reload speed. That's the thing that's gonna ask a lot. Certainly to spend 25,000 on that. I don't think I want to upgrade any of that. And yeah, maybe I should have just bought the mine thrower when it first was offered to me. It was never that expensive. I always had the extra money. This is the first time we'll be in here without Ashley, which changes practically nothing. Our high score still is at 4,000. And I think that's probably an overall high score.
Welcome.
With the entirety of each of the different battles. I do think you want a bit of an angle. This unlocks type C, which has a different background on it. I don't know if I'm just shaky at this point or if I need to increase the dead zone even more. Really should get 2 Salazar prizes before the reload time. I think is how that really boils down. Let's see, if I fired quicker, I would have gotten 2 in a row. That gives us 1. I think your bullets kind of refill. Alright. The main goal, I guess, here would be to be quick about it and get those shots as quickly as possible and get your camera angle as quickly as possible. There should obviously be at least 1 Salazar shot. This background, again, may be counting misses. And so anytime this background is up, you may not be able to actually use the sniper rifle, which does seem like that's the case. Yeah, anytime you hear Salazar laughing, that is an indication that you are missing, or the game is considering that you missed. I think it really is probably a dead zone thing. It's weird that the rest of the game is so incredibly playable, and yet this component leads to... That was not what I wanted to reload. I wanted to reload this gun. Yeah, you can definitely see though, you pretty much have to get all the shots in a row if you're going to try to get over 4,000. This is when it changes, though, I guess. Now that the background is gone, you can now use the sniper gun for more accurate shots, and you can not worry about it counting misses. In part, also, I think the trick here is to not zoom in too much and instead risk it a little bit more. I think by being willing to risk it a little bit more, you save yourself some danger. Of course, missing Salazar shots is totally not acceptable. As long as you're not drifting too much, which arguably I still am, this you can kind of take a decent amount of time here. See, that got to 3,000, and then it would just be once again a case where we need to find one of the target galleries, in which I would be pretty good at, to get 4,000, and if I just do it 4 times, that would be it. Unfortunately, because I'm not getting 4,000 at any specific spot, I'm not getting the gold. But do I need the gold? Not really. And I guess the bottle cap rows indicate that, yes, you have the heroes in the first row, Act 1 characters in the second row, and then Act 2 characters in the third row, with the exception of the merchant. Welcome. The audio here, very rough. I think definitely in the remake of this game, you probably can expect that there would be potential subtitle options for what's being said. I'm not sure that the spikes on the shield ever get really that visible compared to this model. I think they may have toned down the spikes on the shields, or it just may be a case that we always shoot those guys and their shields before. And I guess the leader zealot is assumed to be a human. But I guess it might be surprising if actually there was more of a Las Plagas head there. Yeah. We probably could have close to 90,000 pesetas extra if I just spent the extra time to do the target practice. And it really wouldn't do much for us.
Welcome. Got some
let's just...
What are you buying?
Like, unless you were going to try and switch things up with a different kind of gun, a different kind of 9mm gun, which the Punisher or the Blacktail would be really the one to consider. Yeah, nope. I think you probably would want superior handling more than will blast a hole through two enemies in the Punisher. As far as the Broken Butterfly, there might be one other 45mm .45 Magnum revolver, but there may not actually be. That may be the only gun in that category. And then shotgun, riot gun. Yeah, the riot gun might do more damage. Yeah. And the semi-auto rifle would be faster. There's no other TMP version. So if I had 100,000 extra pesetas, all I would be upgrading, and honestly I could just do this now without any real fear, so let's just do it.
Thank you.
Like, all I would be doing is upgrading this mine thrower.
Come back anytime.
Right, let's go ahead and not overwrite the chapter ends and just overwrite the typewriter saves. We are now 13 hours into the game. And we've made very good progress. There's no getting around that. Like, we go through this area, which is an area I don't even remember, so I'm actually going to be fairly surprised as far as what is here. Let's see. Some of this section definitely is a fight, but I don't think it's a fight against the knife guy, is it? Interesting. That would be interesting if that was what happened. And then there's going to be like a fight here, and then a long run section here, and then this is, I think, the tower that I was thinking about earlier. I think some of this may straight up also be a point where you get in a vehicle, but maybe not. Yeah, I just don't remember what this is at all. But I can see that when we get to this point, there is one treasure to collect, and here's another treasure to collect, and the map is still labeled as the castle, even though we are effectively out of the castle at this point, and this does feel like content that very easily should have been its own little separate area, or should have been part of the island part, although the island part's a little long too. There's content in the island act also that feels like it should be its own separate underground sewer section. And yeah, we've gone another hour, so that's going to be it for this episode. I really don't have anything else to say. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment, and watch every second of my videos. If you want to friend or follow me on any social media sites, there's a whole bunch of links down below. And if you want to support me further, there's a link to Patreon, or you can friend me on Steam and give me a game off my wishlist. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.